morning and welcome to this version of Pit Stop with Traffic Jam Jimmy. You know, with the holidays here and Thanksgiving, there's a lot to be thankful for. And I'd like to take this time and wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. And, you know, it's been a rough year for most of us, for all of us with this pandemic. But I've had the opportunity recently to meet some amazing women. And they all have something in common. They all are at least 100 years old. One young lady's 101. So they're going to share their stories with us. And one of them still goes duckpin bowling every Thursday. So sit back and enjoy this version of Pit Stop with Traffic Jam Jimmy. On September 3rd, 1920, little Miss Mary was born. Well, I have her joining me today. She just turned 100 the other day. And I want to say happy 100th birthday, Miss Mary.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born in Baltimore. I've lived all my life here. I got married early. I lost my husband early.
Do you have any children?
Yes, I had 6 children. I lost a son when he was 6 years old. I have 4 daughters and 1 son.
So you got 5 generations?
Yes.
Wow, so family union is probably a big time, huh?
Well, I think we'd have to hire a big hall.
Now I heard you were a bowler. You still bowl?
Yes, I do. I start bowling next week.
Wow. And you also swim?
Yes, I did. I had swimming when it was allowed up until then. I enjoyed it very much. I like to keep moving. I like to do things. And I love to volunteer and do work. I volunteered for about 20 years after I stopped working.
Wow, what year did you retire?
I retired from the bank that I worked for in 1970.
Wow. So you've been retired 50 years?
Yeah, I've been retired a long time.
You've been retired. A lot more people have been alive. Well, look, I want to wish you a happy Labor Day and a happy 100th birthday.
Well, thank you very much.
And I'd like to come out and watch you bowl one day. Well, I'm up here in White Marsh, and up there in that screened-in porch, Miss Zudi will be 100 years tomorrow. Happy birthday, Miss Zudi.
What was?
All right, tell me a little bit. Do you have any children?
I have 2 girls and 4 boys, and they're all wonderful.
How many grandchildren do you have?
Quite a few. I don't know the exact number. I did know, but I can't recall right now.
How many generations are with us?
5 generations with her granddaughter. I moved across the street from him.
Grocery store.
When we were in Bear Creek, we went in business in Bear Creek, my family. And he lived across the street. And he used to come over to shop. And he said he loved the way I said sugar. He had a sister, and we became friends. And then later on, of course, I met Herb's parents. And later on, we started to date. And then it went from there.
What year did you get married?
1940.
Okay. And after you got married, what did you and your husband do?
We went in the grocery business. It was a grocery store and a 12-lane duck pen.
What was it called?
Edgemere Bowlerdrome.
So how long did your marriage last?
I think 70 years.
Were they 70 good years?
Very good years. I had a good husband, and I had a good 6 children, and just everything was well. Just live a normal, healthy, honest life.
Well, I'll tell you what, this time of year, it's Thanksgiving, and I'm so thankful that I've got to meet so many people that have been turned 100. And joining me today is Miss Ruth from Parkville, who just turned 100 in October. Happy birthday, Miss Ruth.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Miss Ruth, what year did you get married?
June the 17th, 1939.
Did you have any children?
3 children.
How many generations did you have?
5.
5 generations. All right, so now, you were born in a time when there was the Depression and World War II. With this pandemic currently, what is it like now from when you were a kid?
I just grew up in the 20s when they had what they called an infantile paralysis. It's called polio now. And I do remember that.
Miss Ruth, what are some of your family traditions?
Oh, Christmas Eve is the biggest one, really. And Thanksgiving and birthdays are always special. Oh, the pool parties at my daughter's house, they were always fun. Oh, and the fall cookout at Diane's. Always the times we spent with the family. They were always great get-togethers.
Did you work when you were younger?
Yes, I did.
What did you do?
I was a cashier for the Acme markets.
Acme?
They used to be called American stores. I worked for them 27 years.
Who watched the kids while you worked?
I worked night work when my husband was home to take care of the kids. And he was here during the day, and I worked at night. So he was here to take care of the children.
And what did your husband do?
He was stationary engineer for the Board of Education.
So did they have any special celebration for your 100th this year?
We had the cars.
Parade.
The police department came down the road with a siren going. We had birthday cake and even champagne to celebrate 100 years. We had a sign on the front lawn saying, "Happy 100th birthday, Ruth." It's been a wonderful, wonderful 100th birthday. I know that's a lot of years, but I don't feel that old. I don't know if that's good or bad. And don't do the things I used to, but that's not too bad either. So being 100 isn't, it's fun.
Do you have any childhood memories?
I can't.
Childhood memories.
Any?
Childhood
Oh
memories.
my goodness, childhood memories. The one thing that sticks in my mind, it's a little bit silly. I used to love to roller skate. And back when I was a little girl, you had roller skates that they clamped onto your foot and then a strap across your ankle. And I used to tell my family I loved to roller skate, and I could roller skate from here to California.
Tell me a little bit about that blanket you have on.
Oh, this is a blanket. It has the pictures of my entire family, my grandchildren, and my great-grandchildren on it. It's it's a family tradition. I don't know who's going to get it when I'm not here, but somebody will have it. It's really beautiful. It has the pictures of everyone of the family, the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren, and I just treasure it. And I wish I could hang it up someplace, but it's too big. It would cover the whole side of the house. So.
Well, I want to thank you for being my guest today, and I want to thank you and say you look beautiful for being 100 years old.
Well, thank you very much. And I feel good most of the time. My memory's not the best. The memory's terrible. But I tell my children, as long as I don't forget them, that's the most important thing.
Well, the young lady I had today was born August 30th, 1919. That's right, 1919. I have today joining me Miss Bernice. Good morning and happy 101st birthday.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you lived in Maryland most of your life, but you weren't born and raised here, were you?
Oh no.
Where
no.
were you from?
I was born in South Dakota, grew up in Wyoming until I was 25, and then I moved to Maryland.
What got you come to Maryland?
Well, my husband.
How'd you meet your husband?
I married a prisoner of war guard out there, And we, you know, he was from Maryland, and Maryland people do not move to Wyoming, let me tell you.
So he made you move here?
Yeah, right. So I came here. I guess my mother probably thought I was crazy, but.
And what year was that you moved here?
1945.
And you've been here ever since?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, I actually was, last year, I was at your 100th birthday, because actually you're good friends with my mother-in-law. How'd you two meet?
Well, she was I call her my longest friend. The family lived right across the Reisterstown Road from Tony's family. And she was my first friend here.
Okay, so she was friends with your husband?
Yes,
and they met you when you came here and got married?
The family, yes. And Rose and I carried diaper bags, all this kind of stuff, three streetcars to see each other. And then we'd have to walk a little bit before we got to the house or apartment. I lived on the third floor apartment for years.
So you've been friends ever since? So now you were born in a time you went through the Depression, you went through World War II. Did you ever think you'd make it to 2020?
Absolutely not. I never even thought about it. I thought about insuring myself for a lot of money so my husband would be heir to it, but it didn't happen that way.
Compared to like the Depression and World War II, all what we're going through now, how's the comparison to that?
Oh my gosh, not anything like this. Oh my word.
This has been horrible, hasn't it?
Terrible. It's terrible. You know, when you can't go out and do what you want to do, it's pretty bad.
Right. Well, look, you look good for 101, and hopefully I'll bring my mother-in-law up, Rose, to visit you, and I want to wish you a happy 101st birthday.
101st birthday.
101st, that's right. Well, happy birthday, Bernice.
Thank you, Jimmy. It's been a pleasure. It really has.